Hi, I'm from the band Incognito. My name is Bluey, and I listen to my soul because they play my music. Peace. Well, Mario's music came to my attention when I heard Giles Peterson's radio show, and he was playing. I came on like halfway through the track, and it was "This Is What You Are," and I heard this beautiful voice. And the obvious comparison, Isaac Hayes, Barry White, went through my head too. But what I found is that combination of jazz and that depth of voice was very, very attractive. I didn't realize that he was a massive Incognito fan. And when I turned up for my tour in Italy that same year, everybody was talking to me about Mario Biondi everywhere I went, and I wasn't sure if it was the same guy. And then I heard the music, and they played it before my show. And then when I went in my changing rooms, he was sitting there, wanting to hook up and make music together. So we became friends. And he's from Sicily, and I'm from a small island called Mauritius. We're island people, so we're like this. Fantastic. It immediately I had the feeling that this person had been doing it for some time. Although Mario came into, well, his fame came late, but certainly you knew that you were dealing with somebody who'd been steeped in musical tradition. There's people that kind of embrace jazz as maybe as a style to try to get them forward. There's some people who embrace it as a culture. They have a full understanding of it. And I knew from here, listening to his voice, that he'd been listening to it as a child. And right enough, when after I spoke to him, he said, like, oh, my dad, I was singing with my dad when I was like 5, 6 years old, and I was on stage at the age of 11. So I wasn't surprised at all. It seemed so soaked in tradition and very soulful. The kind of soul that you don't get unless you've lived. Well, one of the first things that he said to me in the changing room, said, "Man, I would love to work with your band, my favorite band, Incognito." And I said, "Look, bro, so with your voice, that is like sweet music to my ears." And the first thing that I thought of, what can I do for Mario? Mario's going to sing with me. He's offered to sing. He's saying, "I just come in. I don't want anything and no money or anything. I just come and sing with you." And I thought, what can I do for Mario? And I thought, right, I have an international career. I've worked as a producer, as a songwriter, and as a performer with James Brown, Stevie Wonder, Chaka Khan, and I know all these people. So let me try to get some of these people working with Mario. So I was already thinking of recording a Lowdown with Chaka Khan. And I thought, right, put Mario and Chaka on Lowdown, because that would be fantastic. The song already exists. Soul fans already love it. It's going to be a hit. I know it's going to be a hit before we even go in the studio. Those two on it, they're going to help each other in such a way. Mario will have that stage, that international market. Chaka will kind of have a further journey into Italy. She's already known in Italy, but Mario is a superstar in Italy. So no one loses, and Bluey wins all around. Yeah. It's like I was the kid who played the guitar and wrote the songs from the age of 5 in my community. At school, I was the guy who put together all the school bands and arranged the school play and have the orchestration for every event. But I was never the guy who sang, because there was always great singers, better singers than me. And as a producer, as a songwriter, I'd gravitate towards that. If I know somebody had a great voice, I would write for them. And in my life, I've had Mesa, I've had Jocelyn Brown, I've had Colleen Anderson, so writing songs for people, of that ilk is like, whether it's Tony Momrell or somebody new who's arrived on my doorstep, like a Natalie Williams or a Vanessa Haynes. It's like I put myself as their songwriter. They become my muse and I become their songwriter. But for this album, for years I've been making my demos. For people to sing my songs, they have to listen to my demos. So I've had to play my songs that I've written to Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind & Fire. I've had to sit in a room with George Benson and say, "I've written you a song, here it is." Now, if I go and use a singer that sounds like George Benson, they tend to kind of think, oh, somebody's making an inferior thing of mine, But when I sing it, it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of nondescript. For me, I thought it was nondescript, but it doesn't kind of try to compete with them. It has a very basic. Here's the melody. Here's the tone. I'm singing it with a plain tone. And so many singers, including Philip Bailey and Al Jarreau, when I brought the song that I wrote for Mario, would say to me, "Who wrote the song?" And I'd say, "Oh, it's me." It's like, and try to kind of stay away and be humble. And he said, "Who's singing my part?" It's like, and again, like kind of coyly say, "It's me." And they were encouraging. They were like, "You should do something. You should, you have a nice voice." But I took that always as, these people are incredible. They're my heroes. They're being kind. I'm happy that they get to hear the songs. But it's happened so many times. And then one person in particular, and that was George Benson, who said to me, "Bluey, you really need to do your own stuff." And then when Mesa said it, Mesa's like my sister. When Mesa said it, she sat me down and she said, "You should do your own stuff." And I thought, let me do it. Let me do it, even if I could give Mesa a CD at the end of the day. What's going to take me? I finished this thing in a month and I send it to Mesa and maybe she'll like it. When I did it, I played it to, remember the first time I played it to the guy from Dome, Peter Robinson, the main man there. And he was in the room. And he was sitting there and said, "This is great. Who's singing?" I said, "Me." "Who's doing the backing vocals?" "That's me." So it's like he was really surprised, and the people that he was comparing it with was kind of blowing my mind. I nearly didn't fit through the door. Like my head had got so big. I try not to read the websites what they're saying, and I think it's been positive because people know me. They know my heart. I'm not trying to make out that I am some major soul singer or like one of the world's greats. I'm just a guy who has an opportunity to sing something that's coming from his heart. And it's bottom line is it's honest. Whether you like it or not, that's up to you, but it's honest. Well, I've already started a new Incognito album. I started writing with Carleen Anderson for that. And she's in the middle of a lot of work, but she's finding the time to kind of like germinate this record with me. And I've got a lot of things going on. I've got I'm going to shoot the pilot of my own TV show, which is going to be soul, jazz, and funk based. It's like, which is not available on TV. And so I start that, and that's been like a labor of love that I've had in mind, and I've scripted for a while, and I'm finally getting to do that. I'm starting my career as a manager by signing two artists. There's a young lady who's just come in from Australia called Kiara Hunter, and she'll be like my first project as a manager, producer, songwriter. And there's two Japanese artists that I'm producing right now. Mickey is one of them, and hopefully some more touring with Incog and Mario. I know there's lots of Incog tours on the way, and I'm doing a tribute to for Donald Byrd, who has been highly influential in my career. And we start again next month. I'll be on tour with that in Japan, and that includes Valerie Etienne on vocals from the Galliano and Jamiroquai. When she's not out on the road with JK, she'll be coming out and doing this tribute with me.